All right, Lieutenant. What's the meaning of this?
Just 1 minute, sir. I'm looking for a K. Ah, here it is.
Columbo, I warned you.
Yes, you did, sir. And I want you to know that I didn't take your warning lightly. But I have no choice, sir. You see, I don't think Mr. Deschler killed your wife. I don't think he even met her. I think you arranged everything. I think you arranged the false kidnapping, the ransom note, the telephone call. I think you lured Mr. Deschler to the junkyard, and I think you shot him.
Of course, you can prove all of this.
You see this newspaper? This is the same edition of the newspaper that the letters and words for the ransom note were cut out of. I'm trying to reconstruct that note.
Need any help with your spelling, Lieutenant?
I'll tell you what the problem is. We found this newspaper in the motel room. It was sprawled over a chair. It was left there, even though the maid said that she cleaned up the room.
Yes, I told you. She probably lied.
That's the problem, sir. You see this terrible mess I'm making? There's just no way to cut up this paper and paste together this note without making a mess. I know. I tried it last night, my wife and I.
Columbo, what's your point?
My point is this. If the maid forgot to clean up the room, then why didn't we find little bits and pieces of paper somewhere? You see the problem? If she did clean up the room, then everything gets thrown out. All the bits and pieces of paper gets thrown out, and the newspaper gets thrown out. If she doesn't clean up the room, then these scraps of paper, they have to be somewhere. You can see the contradiction.
You're incredible. You're really incredible. This man, this criminal, abducts my wife, kills her, tries to kill me in cold blood. But instead of recognizing the obvious, you accuse me of some kind of a monstrous scheme. Deschler killed Francis, no one else.
No, sir, that's not possible. You see, Mr. Deschler had an alibi.
What?
Yes, sir. He couldn't possibly have killed your wife. And what's more, your sworn statement is perjured.
You're crazy.
Correct me if I'm mistaken. But you said you were with your wife until noon on Thursday the 20th, the day she was abducted.
Yes.
Well, you see, sir, Mr. Deschler was down at the Department of Motor Vehicles taking his driver's test that morning. And I've got a sworn statement from an examiner to that effect. So you see, Mr. Deschler couldn't possibly have kidnapped your wife. But you could have.
Lieutenant, what in the hell are you saying? Deschler had no alibi. My wife was abducted in the afternoon.
No, sir, that's what we assumed. Actually, she was kidnapped in the morning. And at precisely the same time that you said you were at home alone with her. I have absolute proof, sir, that Mrs. Gillespie was tied to that chair in that ranch house at 10 o'clock in the morning. I took the snapshot of Mrs. Gillespie, and I took it down to our photo lab. And I had a giant blow-up made from that print. And I want you to know, my friend, that I took personal charge of that process, just so that there'll be no mistake. You see that clock in the background? That clock reads 10 o'clock. That's very plain. 10 o'clock, sir. That's the time that you claim you were at home alone with your wife.
Oh, Lieutenant, you're priceless. You're a gem. You're a little flawed, and you're not too bright, but you're one of a kind.
I think that's a very incriminating piece of evidence, sir.
Evidence? Don't you see what you've done? You've taken that picture and you have reversed it.
Sir?
You have made a mistake, Lieutenant. In the process of enlarging that photo, you've turned everything around. The clock doesn't say 10. It says 2 o'clock.
Well, can you do that? Is that possible?
It certainly is.
I don't understand.
Get the original photo and compare it. I'll demonstrate it to you. Then you'll see where you made a big mistake.
The original.
The original snapshot, yes.
Well, I'm afraid that's going to be a problem, sir. You see, when I was down in the dark room working with the guy from the photo lab, I was helping out. I accidentally dropped the original in a batch of hydrochloric acid.
What?
Yes, sir. There is no other print. It's gone.
What is this? A clumsy attempt to frame me with false evidence?
Oh, no, sir. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I'm afraid this is the picture. And there's been no mistake. I'll testify to that. Sergeant Hoffman, would you read Mr. Gillespie his rights?
Hold it. Hold it, Lieutenant, before you do something you'll regret. I hate to disappoint you, but you have proof of my innocence despite your clumsiness.
Sir?
We don't need the original snapshot. The negative will serve the same purpose. Look at that negative in the back of the camera, Lieutenant. It proves I'm right.
Were you a witness to what he just did?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Were you a witness to what he just did?
Yes, sir.
Were you a witness to what he just did?
Yes, I am, sir.
Witness to what?
You just incriminated yourself, sir. You've identified the camera.
That's right, sir. That's what you did. You see, you didn't pick out this one, this one, or this one. You didn't touch any of these 12 cameras. You picked that one. Yes, this is the camera that was used to take your wife's picture. But you would have no way of knowing that. Or of knowing that this negative was in the back of this particular camera unless you'd taken the picture yourself. Sorry, sir.
If I hadn't taken that camera. You were counting on that. You didn't accidentally reverse that film. You did that deliberately.
Sergeant Hoffman.
You have the right to remain silent. You give up the right to remain silent, anything you
You wanted to see me, Lieutenant?
Mr. Danziger. Yes, sir. Very happy to see you. Look at this, sir. Look what the captain found. He found the gloves.
Well, I'm delighted for you. Now, if you can find powder marks on them, you've got your final proof, haven't you?
Yes, sir, it certainly will. And that will prove that the whole thing was planned. Case of premeditated murder.
I thought you needed paraffin to pick up powder marks.
Yes, sir, you do. But I'm sure that on the outside of that right glove, those are powder marks. Don't get me wrong, sir. It's not that that's not important. It's just that I'm after something else. I'll explain it to you in a moment. What I'm after is not on the outside of the glove. It's on the inside of the glove. You see, if the killer had wore leather gloves, all we could hope for is powder marks. But surgical gloves, they're different. The texture is different. But the texture retains both fingerprints and palm prints. Big as life.
Big as life. Now, whosever print that is, that person shot and killed Rosanna Wells. But that print is not Mr. Harrington's print. No, sir. I have a set of Mr. Harrington's prints. I took the liberty of getting them this morning. No, they don't match. Mr. Danziger, would you place the index finger of your right hand in that graphite, and I think maybe we can wrap this whole thing up very quickly.
That is my print. Lieutenant, suppose I told you that I deliberately placed those gloves in the fire hose.
You, sir?
Why in the world would you do a thing like that?
Yes, sir. Why would you do a thing like that?
But there were powder marks on those gloves. Doesn't that mean that they were used when a gun was fired?
Yes, sir, it does. That would mean that you would have had to have found the gun, gone someplace where a shot couldn't be heard, fired the gun, taken the gloves and hid them under a fire hose. For what reason?
How did you find out?
Now, this feather, sir, I found it in the corridor of the hospital.
That could have come from any pillow in a hospital room.
No, sir, they don't use feathers and pillows in hospitals. They cause allergies. All the pillows in the hospital are made of foam rubber. I'll tell you about this feather. When you fired the gun through the pillow, this feather stuck to some portion of your body and it dropped off when you walked back to the hospital.
The police launch is coming alongside, sir.
Escort Mr. Danziger to the lower deck.
Yes, sir.
Hand him over to the officer in charge.
Very good, sir.
Two tapes?
Yes.
What is it?
One is the arrival of the security guard, and the other is the shooting of your mother-in-law.
You mean the tape I gave you, you cut?
Yes, sir. Would you play them?
Which first?
Both at the same time. You know, I don't know much about these things. Is it possible to take that tape and play it into the closed TV system here so that it could be seen by Baxter on the monitor in the gatehouse?
Everything is possible with this equipment.
That's what Mr. Thompson said. I just wanted to confirm it.
Ready.
Good. You can start. Freeze that. Freeze this. You know, sir, I checked your alibi with Baxter in the Grand Galleries, and for a while there, I accepted your story. Then I happened to be watching a football game on TV, and they did one of those tape replays. That's when it hit me.
What are you talking about?
You fed a videotape of the study with no one in it down to the gatehouse. An empty room. While it was playing, you shot your mother-in-law. Then you set the machine to feed the murder tape. This tape here. Into the closed-circuit system so that Baxter would see it after you arrived at the art show.
All you required was an automatic timer to start the tape at the right time.
This is amusing theory, Lieutenant. But just a theory.
I wouldn't say it if I couldn't prove it. You see that?
What?
Compare this spot with this spot. Do you see the difference?
No.
You're right, it's hard to see. I almost missed it myself. But if you look very carefully, you'll see that this spot on this monitor is lighter in color than this spot on this monitor. And that's what caught my eye. I thought at first it might be a reflection. But I had to be sure. Advance button. Do you see it now?
What?
You still don't recognize it?
No.
Well, then let's make it very close.
Harold, that's your invitation to the art gallery.
That's what it is. You can even see your name written on it. It's your invitation. I went back and got this from the Grand Galleries. This is this. This is what you presented at the art show the night of the murder. The problem is it was on the desk immediately after the shooting. How did it get to the art gallery? By your own testimony, you took it there. But in order to get it off the desk, you practically had to step over the body. That woman was shot before you left the house, and you shot her.
This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Elizabeth, tell the lieutenant. Before I left the house, I saw your mother coming up to the room to wish you good night. Tell him. I saw her alive before I left. Tell him, Elizabeth!
Officer!
This won't be necessary.
Morning, Doctor.
Yeah, good morning. What the hell is this? I had to cancel 2 sessions because of your phone call, idiotic phone call.
I'm sorry, sir. I thought it was important.
What do we got here? The famous Ritz brothers?
Sergeant Kramer, Officer Hendricks, Officer
Get on
O'Brien.
with it.
May I have that paper? You wanted me to let you know when I had proof.
Is that it? That piece of paper?
Proof?
Well, yes or no?
This is an autopsy report.
So?
Nadia Donna did not commit suicide. She was murdered. We found evidence of barbiturates in her system.
Lieutenant, Nadia Donna didn't die of barbiturates. Her death was a little bit more dramatic. A leap from a 5th-floor balcony.
She thought she was going swimming. You told her that. You programmed her.
Oh. Have you got anything or not?
I have a telephone call.
What phone call?
You called her.
I deny it.
That officer found the receiver off the hook when he broke through a locked door.
Congratulations, that it?
Why'd she take off her clothes before she jumped?
You tell me.
Why'd she put her valuables in her shoe? Because she thought she was going swimming.
Lieutenant, forgive me for interrupting. We could speculate all day on how Nadia Donna died. Wouldn't mean a damn thing. The problem with your theory is you have no proof, do you? Yes or no?
You're under arrest.
What for?
Murder.
You better have a warrant.
I have it. You're right, Doctor. I can't prove that you killed Mrs. Donner, but I can prove that you killed Mr. Donner. I have a witness. That's right, sir. I have an eyewitness. Officer. Mr. Morris, would you care to sit down?
Certainly, Lieutenant.
Mr. Morris, do you live around here?
Yes, sir. Short distance up the highway.
Dr. Collier.
You need a match, Lieutenant?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Collier, do you recognize this man?
No, I do not.
Mr. Morris, besides myself, have you ever seen anyone in this room before?
Yes, sir, I have.
Under what circumstances?
I was walking along the coast highway Monday, getting some air, when a car suddenly came speeding out of the Donner driveway. The driver saw me at the last minute and skidded to avoid me. Then he drove off.
And this driver, did you get a good look at him?
Yes, sir, I did. Was this man standing here?
What time was that?
It was around 5:30. I checked my watch.
And you were certain that the man that you see standing here in front of you was the same man that you saw drive out of the Donner driveway?
Positively. He was driving a late model Mercedes, a coupe, blue.
Beautiful, Lieutenant. It's a gallant effort.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, come now, Lieutenant. That man couldn't see me or my car. He didn't see anything. He's blind.
Blind?
I must admit, your little charade was very good. The way you had him come in, sit down, offer you the matches, identifying where I was standing by my voice.
What makes you think he was blind, sir? Did you see a blind man on the highway that day?
Of course not. You and I both know I was miles away from here when Carl died. But I do have a little medical training. You can tell by looking at him. Cast in his eyes. The way he moves. But don't take my word for it. Read a few pages of this, will you, Mr. Morris? Just start anywhere, would you please?
Always pack a bulky sweater and some heavy underwear. Even in the spring, the mountains can get pretty cold at night.
Yeah, read that.
Surely it is the most beautiful of all sports.
He's blind. He's blind.
Mr. Morris?
Stay.
That's right, Doctor. That man that you saw was blind. And is blind. This is Daniel Morris. That's the man that you saw on the road Monday afternoon. This other man is his brother, David. I'm sure you can see the problem, sir. There is no way in the world that you could have assumed that this man, this witness, was blind unless, of course, you had seen this man that day. That's the only way you could have known. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have an eyewitness, Dr. Collier. An eyewitness that will place you at the head of the Donner driveway at 5:30 Monday afternoon. But the eyewitness is not Mr. Morris. The eyewitness is you. Just one more thing.